Unit 6 Revolution and Enlightenment 1500 to 1865. Revolutions mean new type of government, which means new thought about the role of this government in economics, politics, and society. New concept in thought and science, and lots of change were the same for these 300 years. Chapter 23 The Scientific Revolution and the Enlightenment. The ideas inspired by humanism and Luther's Reformation spread into the realm of science. The scientific method. The scientific method means using the step-by-step process to conduct experiment. Everyone should get the same result from the experiment if they follow the same set of rules, which in turn would prove that the results are correct. Francis Bacon, who developed the scientific method around 1620, was an English philosopher. Bacon believed scientists needed to use systematic reasoning to understand nature, so he developed a set of instructions for how people should collect and analyze evidence. Many other scientific and mathematical developments were made during this scientific revolution, approximately 1500 to 1700. The scientific revolution. Some ancient scientists believe that Earth moved around the Sun. However, in general, people believe the Earth was the center of the universe based on the ideas of the astronomer Ptolemy, who lived in 100 CE. His geocentric Earth center, geocentric theory made Earth the motionless core in a universe spheres rotating around it. That put human at the center of the universe and God and heavens in the outermost sphere, which was the prime mover, then moves all other spheres. The Roman Catholic Church accepted Ptolemy's theory: Earth, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. In 1543, the Polish mathematician and Catholic priest Nicholas Copernicus revived the proposition that the solar system was heliocentric, that the sun was at the center, which was originally conceived by the ancient Greek astronomer and philosopher Aristotle's. Copernicus found that while planets revolve around the sun, the moon revolved around the earth. Astronomer Johannes Kepler agreed, and he calculated the planetary orbits are elliptical and oval rather than the circular shapes. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. His finding made the Catholic Church nervous, but when the mathematician Galileo Galilei confirmed with the telescope that Ptolemy's theory was wrong, the Church got really upset. Galileo's telescope showed that the planet had mountains, had moons, just like us. They weren't heavenly body made of four spheres of light: Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Galileo published his finding as Starry Messenger in 1610, and the church sentenced him to life imprisonment. Other scientists were also jailed for proposing theory that opposed the teaching of the Catholic Church. Remember Galileo with this lie. Galileo said the earth revolved around the sun, so the Catholic Church imprisoned him, and his teaching days were done. Discoveries in math and physics. In the 1630s, René Descartes proposed a system of geometry using letters in math. Descartes' work became a basis of analytic geometry. I think, therefore I am. Descartes was a philosopher who wrote about doubt and uncertainty and about casting aside everything he had ever learned and starting from scratch. The only thing he believed he could truly know the truth beyond the doubt, so that he himself exists. That's where I think, therefore I am, comes from. That was Descartes. The scientific revolution, 5007 to 5042. Nicolaus Copernicus published two books about how the solar system is heliocentric, which places the sun at its center. 1610. Galileo used a telescope to look at the planet and the moon. He published his discovery in Starry Messenger. 1616. The Catholic Church banned Copernicus books. 1628. William Harvey published a book on anatomy and showed that the human heart is that pumps blood through the body. 1632. Galileo's book is banned by the Catholic Church. 1633. Galileo is accused by heresy by the church as goes to trial. He is sentenced to life in prison and is closely watched by church authorities. 1630s. Rene Descartes studied mathematics to create analytic geometry. 1687. Sir Isaac Newton published philosophies in Nature's Principia Mathematica, where he described his theory of gravity in the universe. So Isaac Newton studies in motion the motion of planet and object on Earth. In the late 1600s, he presented a set of laws that mathematically explained the motion and explained that every object in the universe is attracted to every other object by a force called gravity, and which stuff falls down. Newton's ideas led people to see the universe as a massive machine with scientific laws. His idea dominated the view of how the universe works until Albert Einstein proposed his theory of relativity in the 20th century, different ways of explaining the finer detail of how the universe works. English doctor William Harvey made advance in anatomy when he discovered the human heart, not the artery, as previously thought, pumps blood in a circuit throughout the body. He published a book on his finding in 1628. The Enlightenment. The scientific revolution led to the Enlightenment, a movement in Europe during the 18th century. People believed that science, religion, and natural laws of behavior would help them better understand the world and bring them to a more enlightened state. Enlightened, to be very knowledgeable or aware, freed from ignorance. Also called the Age of Reason, the Enlightenment affected thinking in politics, literature, art, religion, and of course, science. The Enlightenment and individual right. The Enlightenment brought about new theory on how the government should be run. Many ideas were based on the right of individual. Descartes thought that anyone with a good education could reason and make good decisions, and people could govern themselves. John Locke had ideas about individual right. He disagreed with the idea of the divine right of a king and believed that all people had the natural right to life, liberty, and property. His book, Two Treatises of Government, 1690, argued that people, not the king, people should hold the power of the government. According to the Locke, the government needed to follow the natural law of the people and protect their rights. If it failed to do so, the people should have the government to overthrow. The American Declaration of Independence used many of Locke's ideas. Use this repetition to remember John Locke was against the divine right of king. He didn't want to get locked into someone else's rule, but instead pursue his own right, life, liberty, and property. Equal Locke approved. According to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, people in a society both depend on each other and compete with each other. They need a social contract in which everyone agrees to be governed by the general will be society as a whole, and that's be what's best for everyone. Rousseau wrote about this idea, The Social Contract, published in 1762. The Enlightenment and Economic Thought. Adam Smith, a Scottish philosopher, supported the idea of laissez-faire in his work in Equality into the Nature and Cause of the Wealthy of Nations. Laissez-faire, a French term that means to let people do what they want, or let the economy develop naturally. Often abbreviated as the health of nations. The health of nations. The laissez-faire government to protect citizens from invasion, depends from them from injustice, and take care of public works needed to trade, like keeping roads in good shape. The laissez-faire government does not interrupt the development of the economy, regulate it, or interfere. Smith believed that if individuals pursue their own economic self-interest, everyone benefits. He is considered the father of capitalism. An economic system in which the production and distribution of goods is controlled by individual and corporation, not the state. The economic state of the U.S.